Deserve all the success you are getting. Dasky.
This is very anxiety for me, having no makeup on stream. But hi, I'm here and I'm alive, and hi everyone. I got my jammies on.
Hey brorsan, leg and drip check.
Yo, Adidas! Yo!
Oh yeah, do you actually want to blow up some balloons? Can I ask you for one more favor? Could you grab me a drink? Okay, maybe not, okay, not alcohol yet. Okay, I appreciate you though. He goes, oh.
I'm not an alcoholic.
I would not be able to last until, you know, midnight tonight, almost 1 a.m. tonight if I was drinking now. I got this new bag recently and I absolutely love it. So this is my makeup bag. It's as big as me. It's very large. I bring it everywhere I go. When you open this up, it's got a bunch of separate compartments that you can actually like take out.
So much room for cleaning products.
So it's really, really good for keeping all your shit organized when you're on vacation and shit. Okay, so first up we got the Texture Tonic, ooh, by Tatcha. Wow. This is actually a new toner that they just came out with, and I switched over to it, and I absolutely adore it. Put a little bit on a cotton pad, okay? If you squeeze it and it's dripping, you did too much, okay? Enough to just saturate a little bit. And then I go over my whole face. I just kind of scrub my face with it. You're not supposed to use toner on your lips or on your eyes, but I use them on my lips. Okay, I already washed my face last night and also this morning. Look how much shit you can still get off your face. Toner is key. Ladies, if you're not using toner, holy fuck, please just start using toner. You'll see how much. Wash your face fully and then use toner with a cotton pad and scrub your face once. You'll never go back to not using toner. And then I follow up with the Tatcha
Alluux.
serum. I use a little bit of this all over my face. The purpose of facial cleanser, it helps to soften and expand your pores to help remove all the dirt and debris from inside your skin, right? Toner then helps to tighten the pores and helps to exfoliate off any extra dead skin cells and anything that your cleanser might have missed. More of the heavy duty stuff. Okay, next up, I'm almost out of this. The Tatcha, I use all Tatcha now, so I'm gonna use my cream. Don't use your face cream around your eyes. I actually just ran out of eye cream, so I'm not gonna use any today. But it's better to not use anything around your eyes than to put facial cream around your eyes. A lot of people don't realize this, but this will help you to stop doing that. The molecular structure of a face cream, okay? Let's say it's the size of a basketball, right? It's the size of a basketball. Whereas the receptors and underneath your eyes are like the size of a pinhole. So essentially you're trying to take a basketball and shove it inside a pinhole. So what happens then, for people that don't know what this is, you can get things called melia. And essentially what that means is there's little white bumps or dots underneath your eyes. And the reason for that is because you're using something too rich, aka too large, like a basketball, and trying to shove it in a pinhole. I was a skincare professional for a very long time, so I do have a decent amount of knowledge, so I like sharing stuff like this when I can. I just haven't done it in a while. I also use stuff like this, moisture sprays. This is more for giving hydration when I just kind of need a little spritz when I don't have makeup on. Do you know what this is for? If you're really fucking hungover, this is life. But so this one here is actually a little bit different. It's a little bit thinner. So this is actually good to use before your makeup to hydrate your skin, and actually to spray on your whole face afterwards when your makeup is done to keep everything hydrated. So I'm just gonna do that. Ah, it smells really good too.
Pay attention.
Oily friends in chat. This is so fucking important. It's so important that I am actually going to pause my music. I'm pausing my music and I'm yelling at my oily friends. Oily friends, for the love of fucking God, use moisturizer. For the love of God, use moisturizer. Use moisturizer. I'm gonna say this until I'm fucking blue in the face. Use moisturizer. I need to tell you why. People that are oily, they'll be oily and they're like, oh, I'm already really oily, I'm not putting on moisturizer. Wrong. 99% of the time, the reason that you're so oily is because your skin is dehydrated. But Alex, how could I be dehydrated if I'm so oily? It's because you're dehydrated that you are oily. Reason being is because your skin is dehydrated, and the only thing that your skin can do to solve it is pump more oil into the skin. So instead of just letting your oily skin become more oily, you want to tone it to remove the oil and then hydrate it so your skin isn't trying to produce it on its own. It's overproducing oil because it's trying to lubricate and hydrate your skin. I'm gonna show you guys a couple more products before I move on, just so you can see some other stuff I use. I use, when I'm feeling really dry, I use Josie Marin's argan oil. It's really good. It's just like, I use it maybe once a week at night, just to kind of give me a boost of hydration, because I have naturally very dry skin. This one I use if I'm actually, if I'm not on stream. So normally I'll put this as my base. It's Farsali Liquid Glass Radiance Makeup Skin Serum with hyaluronic acid. It gives you like more of like a glow. So I put this on because I like a little bit of that dewy glow, but it doesn't work good for stream because it just makes me look like I'm really shiny and oily. But in day-to-day life, I use this as my base before I put my makeup on. Oh, also, this is a nice night mask I use sometimes. Superberry Hydrating Glow Dream Mask. I really like this one. It's pretty light. It just feels like you're putting a moisturizer on. Done. Skincare done. Moving on. So let's whip out the brushes. So we got the brushes up in her. Ooh, look at them brushes. So I have a pouch full of a bunch of different foundations because I'm never happy with any foundation. Or when I am, they discontinue it. I'd recently find some new foundations. I bought two. The Lancome Tinte D'Oeil Ultra Wear, which I used to use when I used to work for them a really long time ago. And then the Anastasia Luminous Foundation.
11 months
and I've been using this one a lot. I've been using this one a lot. So the brush I use is this bad boy. This is actually a cheap-ass brush. This is a cheap-ass brush. I bought it recently. Well, it's not cheap, but it's a good blend of synthetic materials, and it's really good. I like this brush. It's from It. I really like this one. I feel like some things that you can get away with is brushes like this for foundation, but you really want to have nice brushes for your eyeshadow. So I'm gonna get a little bit of this up on this. And the trick for this one is you want to get it on your brush. So you want to start by doing some of this all over your face, okay? Give it little blotchies all over your face. I'm gonna do a little bit more. So I put it all over my face like this because since I have dry skin, I don't want to over blend things because it can make me look more dry. We're gonna blend this shit. We're gonna give it a little bit of buff. You don't want to like fully circle it unless you're more oily, but I kind of give it a little bit of this. I do not like getting foundation on my lips because my lips are already dry. So if I do, it just looks like shit. And then I go over my eyes a little bit. Depending on your foundation, this might not be a good idea because it can make your eyeshadow break up. But this one actually was pretty good at it. So we have that. You'll notice I didn't go around close to my eyes. So this area right here, I did not touch. So right now I look kind of scary because I am fully one tone. So what a lot of people do when they haven't worn makeup, or especially if they have a lot of redness in their skin, they'll get a color that's way too dark. Cause see how this blends down perfectly to my neck, right? You want the lighter shade and then add your tone back, okay? So reason being, especially people that have rosacea or redness in their skin, when you put one tone over your whole face, you're gonna feel very strange looking and very ghostly. Reason being is because you have multiple tones in your skin and you need to use bronzers and blushes to help bring the tones back to make it look more natural. Next up, we got our NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Wow. Okay, so this bad boy right here in shade White as Fuck. I use this bad boy. I do some of this. I go right in here. I go right in here. People get crazy with this shit. You can like fully contour and shit with your face, but I'm just gonna show you my everyday. I do a little bit up here and some up here. Okay, we get a little bit in here, you know? See that? Wow. Looking gorgeous. What some people want to do is they want to take their brush and blend that shit in. No, that's not the way I do it. There's lots of different ways that you can do concealer. Some people like to bake it, which essentially is taking large amounts of powder and pushing it into the skin, which you can do. But I like a little bit more natural approach. So what I do is I take again, this is actually a pretty cheap brush. I take my smoothing face brush from Bare Minerals, and my Bare Minerals original Fairly Light Broad Spectrum SPF 15 powder. So I normally put some into the lid. I kind of do one of these to kind of break it up and make sure that I don't have like just a big glob on my brush. And then I go over the concealer, again, pressing and not trying to do too much of a blending motion. There we go. So right now, I look really bright in this area, but it's gonna balance out once I do the rest of my makeup. I do something strange that you probably don't need to do, but my lips get extremely dry, especially throughout this process. So I'll normally grab my hydrating whatever lip I'm doing. So this is a NARS like hydrating lip balm. So I'll put this on now because I've already done my foundation and I don't want any foundation sitting on my lips. So I'll put this on now. which again isn't the norm. And a lot of the time I don't even wear anything on my lips. I'll actually just take my argan oil and put it on my lips. But if I'm using like a color, I'll use this. As you know, you probably don't normally see me wearing lip stuff. But when I do put it on, when I'm actually getting ready to go out or actually go out throughout the day, I'll put it on then. Okay, next up, brows. Gonna get my brow shit on. So I use a couple things for brows because I naturally have very, very dark brows, but I don't like making them more dark than they already are. Opinions on brow lamination? Okay, I'm a boomer, okay? I'm a boomer when it comes to makeup. Brow lamination and this new like crazy eyebrow trend, don't get it. I think it looks stupid. In my personal opinion, I think it looks stupid. But I also came from an era that, you know, we plucked our eyebrows until they're thin little lines, which was also stupid. So it is what it is. I just kind of try to make my eyebrows look like eyebrows. So I start with some of my brow gel, just kind of getting my brow where I want it to be. A little bit of that. See, even just that. Shoop. Especially if you have light brows, grab yourself one of these. So this is Anastasia's brow gel. This is caramel. This is from when I had copper hair, so it's a little bit warmer than I need for my hair now. But one of these just over the brow. A little bit of that if you just have a lighter brow. Work great for that. But okay, so this, I'm taking my brow pen, again from Anastasia. For those of you that don't know, your eyebrows, the way that their eyebrows are supposed to be shaped naturally is you take the outside of your nose up to your brow. So that's where mine should start. Line up here to here. So from the edge of my nose to my brow should actually be coming in a little bit more. Same with over here. Just a little bit. So see how this one is closer, but this one's a little bit further away? So you try to even them out that way so it's even to your face. So I start here and I do just a couple little lines. Just single individual lines, okay? Because we want it to be less heavy at the front and fuller at the back because that's how a natural brow looks. So you can see some areas. See how it looks slightly lighter in some areas? That's because the brow pencil I use is slightly lighter than what my natural brow is because I have almost black eyebrows and I don't want to make my brows look more heavy and darker. So what I do is afterwards, I actually have just a black liquid liner and I'll fill in just a couple little tiny lines to make it blend. So then you have the light and then a little bit of the dark and then the dark. So then it blends a lot better. See, a lot of people just try to mimic a natural brow, right? A lot of people will block their eyebrows so it's very full, like the whole way across, but that's not what a natural brow looks like. Obviously you can do that. Brows, done. Okay, we're on to the next thing. We're gonna go on to the eyeshadow. So I'm gonna bring out some brushes. I'm bringing some brushes for this part. And these are the two main ones I've been using. Ooh, oh, nobody saw that, but that was this close to just breaking my entire palette. It was slid down off the knee, grabbed it by the little tiny, okay, it's just, so this palette I've been using as my everyday go-to for a while now. This is a Kat Von D palette. I believe this was a limited palette, so you can't buy it anymore. But the issue is all of my light colors, as you can see, are just pan. So I completely just destroyed those. So I recently bought a new palette to have a little bit more variety. I've never liked the concept of Morphe because I always thought it would just look really cheap because it's so cheap. But it's actually pretty good. It's been my go-to now. So I have one of these bad boys. It has a little bit more variety of colors. I originally bought this because of the greens that I had in it and the light colors for when I went to the Streamer Awards. So I bought this right before the Streamer Awards. This is the first time I used that. This is my go-to brush. I fucking love this brush. I use this for all my medium and dark colors. Your eyeshadow brushes is where you want more of the natural bristled brushes. Reason being is because they're more porous, they're a lot easier to blend, but that's why you want it for an eyeshadow brush, not a foundation brush, because if you get a lot of natural hair foundation brushes, since they're so porous because they're natural hair, they'll absorb a lot of your product, which, you know, there is really good natural bristle brushes, but not really, you know, cost effective. Actually, you know what? I'll try to do my makeup with all of it with the Morphe palette. So that if people actually want to try to do this at home, you guys can actually have a palette that's in stock. This one up here, this one's Feelin' Pretty. Use a little bit of Feelin' Pretty. Okay, that's fine. A little more pink than I was wanting, but that's okay. So the key to any good eyeshadow application is you need 3 colors. 2 if you want to go really natural, but 3 colors. You want a light, a medium, and a dark. So a light color that's lighter than your natural skin color. So lighter than my white ass skin, so I need like white for my highlight. A dark color, and then something that is in between those. So kind of like a mid-tone that's a little bit darker than your natural skin and something that's a lot darker than that color. Okay, so my first color, my mid-tone, is gonna be Feelin' Pretty. We're gonna take that on my brush. We're gonna start on the outside of the lid, and we're going to put that right in the crease. The crease is where your eye folds. So, see that? Put that right in the crease. So you always want to start on this side of the eye and pull this way, because you want the like whenever you start, like whenever you get product and go onto your eye, you start here because you want the most concentrated color to be over here, and it kind of get lighter and more dispersed as you go out and up. Okay? This time I'm gonna mix 2 colors together for my mid-tone, just because I'm not used to this palette. I want a little bit more sheen than this matte color. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of Enamored, a little of that. Just pop that in the middle. Middle, and then up in the crease. So again, we're not touching this first third of our eye. Okay, we're not touching the first third of our ugly. Little non-sub coming in here. Send me a photo of you right now. Let me put it up on stream. Send me a photo of you right now, little ugly. So I use this for my mid-tone. I use this for my dark tone. I'm going to then go into my dark tone. I'm going to use this color. Total Mood. This like plummy looking color. I'm going to take a little bit of that. And again, starting from the outside of the eye,
Happy birthday.
I'm going to put it just in the corner and then brush it up into my crease a little bit. So it's more on the outside. So see how we're getting a little bit more dimension there? A little bit more something something. I'm going to do it on the other side as well. A little bit of that. Ooh, honey. Girl. And if you're going for an evening look, what will take it to the next level is you take that same dark color and you're gonna put it underneath. I normally wouldn't do this for stream. Sometimes I do. I wanna put it underneath, and again, you don't wanna take it all the way over here. You wanna do about 2/3 underneath. So see how that just makes the eye pop just a little bit more? You can't really tell on camera, but it looks a lot different in person. But if you're going from a natural to a night look, don't use the dark crease. Don't put any dark crease. Don't put anything underneath. Have your 2 tones, your natural and then your light. And then if you want to pop it in, if you want to move over to like an evening look, pop it in the crease underneath. Okay, next up. I'm actually going to use 2 colors for my highlight because I'm so fucking white and I don't want to use white all over my eye. So what I do is I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one in. Be my guest. I take this bad boy. Okay, and I put that on the inner corner. Like so. I'm going to take that same color. A little bit underneath the brow bone. Make that baby pop. Make that baby pop. And then again, because I'm so goddamn white, I'm taking this very light color and I'm putting this right in that corner. Shapeshifter. Oh, fuck yeah. Makeup literally is contouring and changing the shape of your face. 10,000%. Sometimes what I'll do afterwards too is I'll take that mid kind of glittery color and I'll kind of just put it all over the midsection just to blend it out. So see? Just gives it a little bit more in that lighter area. Just to make it more of the same tone. Okay, next up, we're gonna do our eyeliner. Okay, we're gonna get our liner. This is where a lot of people struggle, and I'm telling you right now, nice little Stila pen will be your savior, okay? So if you struggle with doing eyeliner, this is great because it has a tip. It already has the wing in there for you. Do you see that little tip? So I don't do this because I do this a lot now, so I don't need the placeholder for me. But if you're struggling with where to put your liner, diagonal from your nose to your eye, press. I guess I'll do it for today. I don't normally do it this way anymore because I kind of know where the shape of my eye is. But if you want a generic area that will look decent, here to here, and you go here and you just press. That's gonna be the base for your line. The biggest thing that people do absolutely wrong with eyeliner is they close their eye, they stretch it out like this, and then they make their line. What happens is when you let your eye go, you now have this wonky ass, wiggly ass line because you drew it on something that was pulled and stretched out. So you want to actually look forward, straight ahead, and do your line with your eyes resting naturally where you can actually see where it's gonna go. So I'm gonna look ahead. And then this part, you're never supposed to pull on your eyelids. You're never ever, but I do a little bit for this. Now you can line this and bring this to connect it. See? Then you just fill it in. Go right into the lash line. Like so. Easy peasy. See? It makes your eyes look so much bigger. This eye looks weird now. Now, you'll notice, I still look one tone. We still need to fix the one tone. I haven't forgot about the one tone. I still look white and one tone. So we're gonna go in and fix that in a second. So you don't have to use multiple blushes, but I do. You can also use bronzer. I don't. I used to use a lot of bronzer. It is really good for contouring. If you're gonna contour, you can kind of bring it in here. I'll show you some contouring after I do what my makeup application, just because I can show you what I normally do versus, and I'll show you how to properly apply bronzer as well. So this palette from Hourglass is a little bit more dewy. And a little bit more reflective. So on stream, I only use a little bit of it and I replace it with a different blush. But, so the way I do my blush is when we're now getting some colors going. So we're not one tone. So we're going to put it on our cheek. Try not to go into the area of your eye. So cheek, bridge of the nose. And now that I have a little bit of the blush off, I go over my forehead and my chin, okay? If you've ever had a sunburn, think about where you get the red the most. So any areas that are more voluminous, whatever is closer to the sun is kind of where you'd want to put a little bit of blush to bring back the natural color. But since I'm not off stream, I'm not gonna do a lot of this because you can see it's a little bit more reflective, a little bit more dewy looking, and I don't want that for stream, for camera. 2 colors that I use: Strobe Blush, Vibrant Flush mixed with Mood Exposure. So I get a little bit of this. I just do 2 little taps because this is a little bit stronger. Okay, so we're gonna take that, same areas. Cheek, bridge of the nose, like so. See how we're slowly getting more colored? See how we have a little bit more color happening? For my bronzer people, what you wanna do, again, corner of the mouth to top of the ear is usually a good reference for where you want your bronzer. You don't want it far below your cheekbone. You kind of want it on the border of the bottom of your cheekbone to kind of midway. You kind of want to be outlining and lifting the cheekbone to give you a more angular look. Okay, so let me get a little bit of bronzer here. So I'm gonna get my line going. So you gotta see where I would put it. Again, I don't normally use bronzer. If I go out, sometimes I do. I used to be, you know, have to do bronzer. I'm gonna blend this out. So see how it's giving me a more angular look already? We're gonna blend that bitch out. And then underneath here. So see how it's lifting the face like this?
Happy birthday.
So that's what bronzer does for you. Some people, what they do to make it heavier is they'll take their foundation and they'll line it. It doesn't really work as well on stream because you're seeing a flat image. And the final touches. So normally this is where I would now spray my face with this to make it more hydrated and dewy. It's really good. It's just not good for camera, so that's why I'm not gonna spray myself because I'll look oily all stream. But it doesn't look like that in real life. It looks more dewy in real life. The bronzer I use, again, from the Hourglass Luminous palette, it's Bronzer Natural Bronze Light, because I am white as fuck. And do our final step, which is, the mascara I use is this guy right here. Better Than Sex by Too Faced. I like the shorter ones. I don't know why, I just like the way that they go on better. Better than what? Sex. Sexual intercourse? It's better than gonna get some mascara going. Sometimes mascaras will come out like too wet. So see how there's a bunch of stuff? So sometimes I like to just kind of dry it off a little bit. Oh my God, is Maya rating? This bitch. And depending what look you're going for, you don't have to do the bottom. Again, doing anything to the bottom of the eye makes everything a little bit heavier. Okay, yeah. And that is the makeup tutorial. What do you guys think?